Hello, happy Mask Monday, and thank you for being here. My name is Ash, and my pronouns are they, them. So, I've had a few people ask me about my pronouns, and I figured it was time to talk about them. So, here we are. I'm going to start off with a little bit of my back history and kind of go into when and how and why. But yeah, so when I was younger, I was very tomboy. I played basketball. Wore boy clothes. I had lots of boy cousins. I wrestled with them. I got muddy and dirty. I wrestled with my dad. I also played with Barbie dolls. So there's that. And Polly Pockets. So, I just didn't conform to society's standards. I don't know. I was me. I never questioned what my pronouns were. I didn't even think that that was something I could do. It was about fourth grade when I discovered that I liked girls. I had a crush on my only friend, and her name was Melissa, and she was also an outcast. But yeah, it's a whole different story. But it was about fourth grade when I discovered I wasn't straight. Okay, so now we're gonna go into when I was a teenager. And when I was a teenager, I wore basketball shorts and a t-shirt. I didn't really do a whole lot of makeup. But I think I wanted to do makeup. We were just poor, so I didn't have access to makeup. I wore sports bras, wife beaters. I dressed very stereotypically like a lesbian, I guess, or a boy. I don't know. Always wore my hair up, though I had extremely, extremely long hair, because I felt that was feminine and I needed that femininity. I wore Old Spice. I wore the Ace. Was it not as an Ace? I wore the Axe body spray. I shaved with men razors. And I got if I went on a date with a boy, I would get all feminine for them because I didn't want them to be uncomfortable with my, I don't know, not so girlish ways. I actually had a partner who told me when I was with them that I couldn't wear men's scents, and I couldn't dress like a boy, and that wasn't acceptable to them. And it also wasn't acceptable to them that I had on my profile that I was bisexual, because I was in a hetero relationship, and that was what I had to be, and that's obviously what I was. So yeah, I changed myself, and started dressing more feminine and not wearing men things and not telling or being open about my sexuality. So then I had two people very, very close to me come out as trans. And it was 1 year, one person did, and then the next year, the next person did. And I didn't know anything about trans people. All I knew was what I had seen and what was portrayed, which was fetishizing. I said that wrong, but they're fetish, prostituting. I only, that it was wrong, that it wasn't real, that it was a sexual thing, not a gender thing. I thought it was more of a sexual orientation. So yeah, I started doing research because these two people were really close to me, and I discovered a lot. I found out what trans people were and what that meant, and that it wasn't a sexual thing, that it wasn't that it wasn't a sexual thing. It wasn't, just for in the bedroom or for prostituting, or, that it wasn't a mental illness. So I learned about that. And then I got introduced to a family who is like, I love this family. They're like my friends. And we were introduced because we had similarities in who was trans in our family. And Christine, she was amazing, and she bought us all tickets to Gender Odyssey and paid for the whole entire trip and the hotel in Seattle. And I don't even want to think about how much she paid for that trip, but anyways, she spoiled the shit out of us, and we went to Gender Odyssey. And at Gender Odyssey, you had to write down your name and your pronouns, and in every class you had to say who you were and your name and your pronouns. And I had never done that before. And this is a seminar, like back before they changed things. It was trainings, there were surgeons, parent classes, there were all kinds of, spouse classes, just all kinds of classes to learn. And they would have a whole huge schedule, and you got to pick your schedule and go into whichever class. You could leave a class if you weren't enjoying it and go into a different one. So when I went into a class and I had to introduce myself, I just felt wrong, and I didn't like stating my pronouns, and it made me really, really uncomfortable. And at this point, I had educated and spent time educating myself, and I knew that people use they, them pronouns, but I always told myself, like, I'm not androgynous enough to use those pronouns. Like, I don't appear androgynous enough. I can't have those pronouns. But I felt really uncomfortable. So I started, like, my whole time there, I ended up just taking all of the non-binary, agender, androgynous classes that I could. That's what I did. And I learned a lot. And I kept my name tag flipped around too. I hated it. I wanted to change my pronouns, but I was too scared to. But yeah, I learned about what being non-binary is, and or agender, and or queer, non-conforming, all of those terms. I don't personally use non-binary. I don't feel like that fits who I am. I like the term agender, which a lot of people aren't familiar with. More people are familiar with non-binary, so I'll tell people non-binary, but really if I was to describe myself, it would be agender. I don't feel like I have a gender. And I don't like my breasts, and I don't like my hair, but I do like my hair, and I do like my breasts. So it's like a everyday struggle. Like, sometimes I really hate them, and other times I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. So that's a struggle. I'm not gonna like physically transition because of any of those things. Like, I don't want facial hair or anything, but anyways, so I came out and started going by they, them, and my partner and I actually lost our job, and I was threatened. And any white cis male, or any cis male generally, if they find me attractive and then they find out that I'm not cis, they lose their shit and they want to beat me up and hurt me because I've somehow tricked them into a non-straight, liking a non-cis person. so they're not straight for liking me, and that makes them uncomfortable. So we lost our jobs, and I got threatened by somebody, and my workplace didn't do anything about it. In fact, my HR kind of was threatening me. They were threatening my partner because my partner is also trans. And yeah, so that was really hard. And I went into my next workplace, which is like my in between. This was like I'm taking this job because I need a job to pay bills, not this is my end stop. And I didn't tell anybody at all. And I am now at my new job, which I've been there for like 2.5 years. But I have only told people who I'm close to, but also my profile, when I like post a picture on Facebook, it'll say they, them. And I'm not like, I don't hide it, but I don't tell people and I don't correct people because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to lose more friends. I'm afraid to be attacked. I am afraid to lose my job. I'm afraid of hate. I'm afraid of hate crime, which my partner has experienced. I have experienced. And so, yeah, these are my pronouns, and that's how I came to be and be my authentic self. And yeah, I haven't like not told anybody here on YouTube what my pronouns are, but I haven't like been super open about it, and people are starting to figure it out. So I thought I would do a Mask Monday explaining who I am and what my pronouns are. Also, that's why I really can't stand when people call me Ashley. I can't at all. That's the one thing that I do correct people on. Call me Ash. Yeah, but here I am. Hopefully you guys can respect me and don't hate me and don't dislike me now. If you do, that's fine. I'm used to it, but yeah. Alright, thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If it's negative, your comments will be deleted for the safety of me and for the safety of any queer questioning person who may have stumbled upon this video. Alright, bye.